Welcome to Promo Insiders, the ASI Media podcast that covers the issues that matter most to the promotional products industry. I'm Teresa Hegel, Executive Editor for Special Projects and Sustainability at ASI, and today I'm joined by Kris Robinson of Jackalope Creative. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Teresa. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Just trying to stay warm in this beautiful state of Idaho, but it's spring's upon us.
Indeed. So today I wanted to talk about because Earth Month is coming up next month, of course. I wanted to talk. I know you have done a lot of really cool promo campaigns that are sustainable, kind of over the years. So that's what I wanted to talk about, giving people ideas for how to put together a cool sustainable self promo or promo campaign. But first, before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about your background and share some of your interest in sustainability? How did that all start?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm a 30-year industry veteran. I've worked at a couple companies before. We started a Jackalope Creative last year in February. My passion for sustainability has been pretty much my whole life. I grew up in Idaho, so I've always been a tree hugger and really into the environment and the outdoors. And then in this industry, probably around 2008, I got really into thinking about our industry differently. And that was because my kids were like in kindergarten and they were questioning me why I was putting a water bottle, a basic like a Nestle type of water bottle into their lunch sack. And my son said to me, "Don't put that in there. Use a reusable water bottle." "You know why, Daddy?" With his 5-year-old voice. And I said, "No, please tell me, Chase." And he said, "Because that water bottle will be around for another 90 years before it composes into the earth." And I said, "You're 5? Where'd you learn that?" And he goes, "This is what we're learning at school right now." So I immediately went to our industry resources online and started looking, seeing how many products we had in our industry that were organic or sustainable or eco-friendly. And back then, I only found two. I found a recycled glass coaster and an organic cotton t-shirt from Sanmar, I believe. And that was it. There was nothing really out there. And I'm like, well, no wonder our industry was dubbed back then as trinkets and trash because everything went to landfill, right? And I hated that because I'm so passionate about our industry. I don't want it to be considered as landfill. I want it to be the walking billboard. So at that time, I just got really passionate about that, and took some time, met some industry friends. Chuck Fandos, they used to have Gateway CDI in Facilis. He and I went on tour for ASI for about a year and a half and went and started educating. We did all this research and started educating suppliers and distributors on how we could make our industry better, from stop printing catalogs to use the internet more, because at the end of the year everybody was recycling all these catalogs. They'd see thousands and thousands go into the dumpsters, and although being recycled, that's a waste of paper, right? And if they had to print a catalog, please use FSC paper. So all the little things. And over the years, and with a lot of like-minded people that are very passionate about our planet and making it better, our industry has become so much more over the years. And a lot of it has to do with marketing and advertising and all this kind of stuff and whatever's being said out there in the media, so on and so forth. But our industry has really done a 180 and made it so much better. And I'm very proud to be part of this industry for what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's still more that we can do. It is a journey, but looking from that kind of longer perspective, how much progress has been made, that is kind of encouraging. So the one thing I wanted to talk about is, self promos. How do you make them stand out, but in a sustainable way?
Well, first thing, I think the number one way to do any kind of direct mail piece, if you're setting this off, is make it dimensional. That's part of the ABCs of what we talk about when we're doing marketing, direct mail marketing. Make it dimensional, so something that's inside that they hear it, so it's going to get to the end user, the person that you want it to achieve the marketing piece. And I guess you start from the outside. The packaging should be made from recycled materials, and most importantly, put on there, educate the people that's receiving it that it is made from post-consumer products or recycled materials and stuff, because they're only going to know what you tell them. And so always educate the end user who's getting this what these are all made of. And then inside, It could be a gamut of things. It depends how creative you want to be or how creative you can be, of course. But do something unique and different so it stands out from all the other ones. And in that piece inside, make sure that it is a eco-friendly, sustainable, recycled piece as well.
Yeah. So I think we touched on this already a little bit, but why is it actually so important to educate your clients about like the sustainability of what you're doing? Why is the education piece so crucial?
Oh, I think education is crucial in any kind of realm what you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's that or something else. Educating somebody, telling a story. You want to tell them exactly why you're doing this. And in your romance card that's printed on recycled paper, and you denote that this was printed on recycled paper, tell them why you're doing this. And if it's, we've done things in the past where there's seed cards. It's not just a card, and you can tell them to take this postcard and go put it in a piece of dirt and water it, and some flowers are going to bloom on it. And it really does work. So I think it's important to educate people nonstop. A lot of people hear things in the media, and the ebbs and flows of any type of initiative, they're going to follow what's being printed in magazines or being said on TV or in radio and stuff like that. And we saw the height of this in around 2009 and 2010 before the financial crisis hit, and then it went away, right? And then it comes back in 2015, and then it goes away in 2020 because of COVID, and then now it's back in the forefront again. It's always at the front of the mind, and I think it's very important just to keep educating people, your clients, and the people that you work with on how to do sustainable products.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'd love to talk about some specific examples of unique kind of products and messaging that you can do to kind of get the word out about sustainability. I think a couple of years ago we talked about something you did. It was like seed ball like slingers, I think, and those were really cool. But I'd love to hear some different like ideas that people can kind of maybe not steal, but get inspiration from.
Absolutely. Boy, there's so many different products out there that you can use now, and most of our suppliers are at the forefront of telling you what those eco-friendly, sustainable products are to be able to push out there. We really like to follow retail trends. So a lot of your big suppliers carry retail brands, and they'll always have a sustainable piece inside there. It could be bento boxes. You could send. Here's a cute little idea. I'm just going to think at the top of my head. A bento box. You want to get somebody out and pitch your company and invite them out to lunch, and you could send them this bento box made out of wheat straw from PCNA. And inside of a romance card, this is for food and later. Please join me. I can teach you more ideas that are sustainable for your company to make you look good in the forefront. And you could do things like that. It really comes down to of what your brand is. I know what my brand is and our company's brand, and we really like to pitch that. Now, it's not going to work for everybody, obviously, but we like to practice what we preach, and we like to pitch to those clients or those companies that we want to bring on board as clients that are like-minded individuals. So it really depends on their budget, where they are in the marketplace, demographics of their clients, so on and so forth. So there's so many ideas out there. It takes education to go out and find them.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I like that idea of the bento box and tying that to like a lunch later. So, it doesn't have to be just the product, but it can be that kind of an idea or a touch point like later that you're going to, follow up with them.
Right. And, say the bento box. Buy that one. That one's for free. Okay. That's all I'm going to give the listeners, that one for free. The bento box, it's made out of this wheat straw. So it's already made of sustainable material, right? Recycled material. Another thing is that you're also pushing them to reuse an appliance, right? I would say, to take their lunch to the office every single day instead of putting it in a paper bag and wasting that paper bag or whatever it is. So there's so many ways that you can get your message across if people start thinking about it on how many different ways to be eco-friendly, I would say, or sustainable.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a like favorite sustainable product right now that you are like really loving to like push to clients?
Oh boy, it's a great
Even if it's just
question.
like a type of product.
Yeah, I would say the apparel pieces that are coming out right now, there's a really big push to use RPET, recycled polyethylene triethylate, which is a plastic bottle. And what they do is they take the plastic bottle, they put it in the machine, it gets all munched up into little pellets, and then they take those pellets and they make it into thread, into fabric, and that's what they're making materials out of right now. I think that's huge. I think it's great. It's all kinds of soft goods that they're doing, bags and tote bags, backpacks, but the apparel side of it, because there really hasn't been much. Bamboo a few years ago was really, really popular. They couldn't keep up with the demand. There was one company in South Carolina that had these uber soft bamboo t-shirts, and they went out of business. They just couldn't keep up with the demand, and so they went out of business because people weren't buying them anymore.
Mhm.
Bamboo's prevalent. I mean, it can grow up to 4 feet at night, in some areas
Right,
of
right.
some regions of the world. Um, but there's a lot of energy it takes to break that down, and it's costly. If you're not willing to or have the resources to put towards it financially, it's hard to produce this stuff. But more and more people are hopping on board with this RPET, with the plastic bottles. It's great. It started with Yvon Chouinard from Patagonia when he was down in the Patagonia region, and he was rock climbing. He saw all these bottles washing up on the shore, and he goes, "I need to make my product better." And he came out with that vest. It was the
Mhm.
first vest, I think, in the world that was made out of recycled plastic bottles, and people are starting to follow suit. It's taken a long time, but I like the way the direction of the apparel is going, and it's helping
Yeah,
with this PFAS initiative that we have going on throughout the globe. The United States is way behind Europe and Canada, as we all know, and Japan, but
right.
it's getting somewhere. It's good at the apparel side of things.
Yeah.
I really want to keep promoting more and more suppliers to come out with a sustainable, organic, recycled type of product versus using traditional oils. You use oil
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
plastic, and it's
Right.
it's out there, petroleum. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I think the cool thing about the RPET stuff is that it does have a very easily understood story. Like you can say this jacket was, 12 plastic bottles at one time. You know what I mean? Like it does
Yes.
really lend itself to great storytelling, which I think is what a really good promotional products distributor is all about. Like if you can't tell a
Mhm.
story with it, it's going to be hard to get clients excited about it.
Teresa, I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's very important to put a hang tag made out of recycled paper, right? Put a hang tag on there, so maybe a sticker or something that tells the story. Like you just said, this jacket was made out of 12 recycled bottles. People just go, wow, this is cool. I'm wearing a jacket that was made from 12 plastic bottles. And if you don't tell that story, if you don't educate them, people are never going to know. So it just keeps people thinking. It'll click with people as time goes on, but always tell the story. I really say to distributors, always make sure you include that extra hang tag. It's only a few cents more. It's another piece of marketing. It tells their client story and what they're doing to make the earth better. And as we know, more and more people are being pushed to this
Yeah, yeah.
direction. Yeah.
So I know the other part that I wanted to talk about is the give back element, because I think that is something that's become really popular in promo too. In a way, well, I mean, in a way because it's just another great story to tell. But I think there's also this element of um, certain companies are saying like, well, we're not going to give away anything at a trade show. We're just going to, do a donation in our client's name, which, sounds great, but then nobody's getting any kind of tangible, like cool promo item to remember this company. So I think maybe in a way to combat that, suppliers and distributors have started highlighting these cool items that have like a give back element. So I mean, like what are your thoughts on promo that has give backs, and how do you kind of share those sort of measurements with end users?
Uh, more and more we're seeing on our end, more and more of our larger clients are asking for this. They're coming to us in a meeting saying, "Hey, what suppliers are you partnered with that have a give back program? We want to tell that story to our employees as well as our clients that we're doing this on our end to make the world a better place." I'm finding out there's a ton of supplier partners out there that have these programs. We just don't know about them. And I think they need to educate us more at the forefront. The suppliers are getting really good about saying we're a woman-owned business or a minority-owned business because clients are asking that. We want your supplier down the supply chain, right? Come to us, we're a women-owned business. Who are you working with to keep the chain going? They want to know, they want to do their due diligence and seeing this stuff.
Right.
we were just at a conference in Scottsdale a couple of weeks ago, this EME conference, and one of the supplier partners that I've been working with for years, Crystal D Award Promotions. They do recognition awards.
Hmm.
They came out, one of the number one things, and I wrote it down here. They have an award program called their Legacy Program, and it's all these awards that they at the end of the year they put it all into a fund. They take 20%, yeah, 20% into a pot of whatever they sell of that legacy category, and they donate to 4 charitable organizations every year, and they switch it up every single year. Well, I thought that was brilliant. I was like,
Yeah.
this is awesome. Tell me more about this. And they told me how they did it. It's a family-owned business, and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, that's great. I worked with you. I never even knew that. Now I have a story to tell my clients. If you buy from this company, they have a buyback thing. There's quite a few companies out there that have these type of programs.
Yeah.
Our big clients, from financial to entertainment to technology, they're all asking for it. And all I would say is, distributors, be proactive and say you have this. And again, it's going to be like some clients are going to get it, some aren't going to get it, right? It's going to go over their heads. Most of the other ones are going to go, wow, I didn't know that, but that's another little
Yeah.
feather in your cap. Say you have that arrow in your quiver. So I
Right.
think they're great programs.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I did not mention that on promofortheplanet.com, we actually have the do-gooders directory, which is a listing of different give back programs and uh, sustainability certifications and just kind of any kind of good things that suppliers and distributors are doing. So we update it all the time. And if you don't know what kind of give backs your suppliers have, you should check out that website for some inspiration. But yeah, I think it is definitely give backs and just any kind of sustainable like marketing efforts and education you can do. There's nothing that's going to be bad about that. That's just going to, make your company look better and make your clients look better.
Absolutely. I would like to give a plug for an organization within our entire industry. It's called
Hmm.
Promo for the Planet. And what they do is they raise money every year for Water for Good.
Not
And
promo for the planet. So that's promo cares we're talking about.
Primo Care, sorry, yes, Promo Cares, yes. Yeah. Luckily, I haven't been indoctrinated in the board yet. So Promo Cares, and they do Water for Good, and industry, those suppliers and distributors, and they're raising money um, to build water towers. North Carolina, that just happened after the hurricane, they donated some there. Mexico, I believe over in Taiwan, and Far East, a bunch of different places, and educating them as well as water. So it's a great thing, because a lot of the money that is spent in our industry on both sides of the table are being donated to this Promo Cares organization. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. Water for Good is an awesome program. So it's great that you mentioned that. So that's something that you can kind of promote, whether or not like a specific product has a give back. You can sort of, make a connection with Promo Cares and donate money to that. And that could be part of the promotion you do for your own company. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
all right. Well,
So
thank you so much. I
yes.
mean, is there anything else that you wanted to mention before we go?
No, everybody should, I would say yes. Okay, take a minute here. This when I go and do a presentation, I always want to pitch my best ideas first. And nowadays, and for years, I've always pitched eco-friendly or sustainable products first, because I'll educate them why it's better for them to do that. Why take a tri-blend T-shirt over 100% organic cotton T-shirt? All these different things. So always present those ideas first and push them, because educate them. Education is key, especially when it comes to sustainability. And the more you keep pushing those, and clients are spending the money now. When this all started 15, 20 years ago, people weren't spending the money. It was too expensive. But now they're like, well, it lasts longer and it's better for the planet. It's better for my skin, the biggest organ on your body, right? So
Hmm.
I think you just keep pitching these ideas. It'll be better not only for the earth, but as industry as a whole and your company. And they'll look at you as a valued resource, that you're bringing ideas to the table versus just selling products or
Yeah.
items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And don't wait for them to ask for it. Be proactive and show it to them first.
Yes. Proactive. A lot of people, I think of the restaurant business, a lot of people are order takers, right? They don't
Mhm,
come in and suggestive sell. And that's what I've
mhm.
always taught salespeople over the years is always suggestive sell, be proactive, because then you're setting yourself apart from everyone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. All right, well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. This was a great
Hey, thank you.
conversation.
Hey, Teresa, thank you so much. Great having me be on. Thank you. I appreciate it. Happy Earth Day.